Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenny. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people. And Doug has now taken over the whole channel, and he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
Just help others.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised, Dan. I get to meet the guy that was behind the scenes in Joseph. You didn't tell me, Doug. This is a big surprise.
I'm glad you liked it. I am. It
Are
did
you
pretty
kidding?
well. I mean, it was pretty well received. I mean, a lot of people saw it, and it's played in a lot of churches, and I think a lot of people have been blessed by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was created in the aftermath of the very successful Prince of Egypt movie as the prequel.
Yeah.
It's the
I
prequel to
remember
that.
that. Yeah.
Which that was also well done.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah.
Of course, they had a much bigger budget than we did, but we did the best we could.
What's your next project?
What's my next project? Moving.
What's your next movie?
No, moving.
Or no, I'm
Moving.
saying, are you going to be doing another film or working on another?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Right now, I'm just trying to get, moving has been very complex for a lot of reasons. So I'm not really thinking about work right now, but we'll see what happens. There's a lot of interesting opportunities where we're going, and I know a lot of people there. So any number of things could happen, but there's nothing planned right now.
Right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Hey, Danny, tell us a bit about how you were able to get the song Miracle Child composed when Joseph gets his colorful coat.
Well, that was actually written, the composer of that, I composed the score, but I arranged and produced the songs. So the songwriter was a guy named John Bucchino, who he's a New York songwriter. He's a friend of Stephen Schwartz. Those songs in a film like that are very complicated, because they're moving the story along, and a lot of trial and error, a lot of thought. That was not the first song that was attempted for that spot in the film. And there's a lot of people with a lot of opinions about what should be done, and on the studio side, I mean. And it's just a complex undertaking. So that one came out particularly well, thankfully, because it's a turning point in the film, and in the biblical account. So we're just grateful for how it came out. Casting the singers is very tricky. It's like casting an actor, really, of course.
Right.
And but anyway, yeah, we're just glad it worked out.
Yeah.
You gotta tell us, and Shane as well, about how you were able to do the most famous and pivotal song you know better than I.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the same kind of thing, you just you have to be sensitive to what your role in the film is, and you can't overwhelm it with I mean, people who do what we do, we can get kind of obsessed with what we're doing and lose sight of our contribution to the dramatic narrative. And I think that's the key, to be sensitive to that, to stay in tune with that. And, every little thing matters that you put into the song, every little sound, and like little instruments and stuff can make or break it, really. I mean, of course, you're focused on the lead vocal and whoever the character or the singer is, but it's really interesting how you can enhance those things and make it either work or not work. So there's no, no very specific thing to say about it other than that.
Mm-hmm. As you are in the studio, as a recording artist, you might think that you're going in and doing a song a certain way, and then all of a sudden you'll hear, a whole different thing in your mind or a different part, and you'll switch from maybe keyboard to bass, or I try to describe sounds that I hear, and I'll be like, well, it's a drum, but it's more like this. And I'm thankful that I can work with people that they hear it with me. I try to be articulate. Like I want it to be a little more rounded, or maybe a little more solemn, or I want this to speak. I want this to sing. I want this to have color. I want it to be sparkling here, and I can also add a few things like blingy things for sounds to make it like that, or echoey, like he reigns, and it just comes to you as it evolves.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
yeah.
you need and I don't have those type engineers here. I mean, it's not against anyone. It's just that I was so great. I'm so grateful I had the good fortune to work with those type people in LA. That I think I took for granted, and I thought, well, everybody's kind of like this. I just been really lucky where I can walk in the studio and do that. But gosh, here, I think I know more about Pro Tools than they do, but they have Pro Tools, and they are like, oh yeah, I know how to do it. And it's like, can we, do this in the intro? Like I'm used to my producer going, already done. Like they are right there. I swapped out the second take and put it for the first, because I'm like, okay, on to the next thing. But over here, it's like, this sounds great, Shane, and I'm like, this okay. The timing is perfect, and that's good. I'm warming up, and then it's like, I'm gonna add the bass if I hear a bass. But mostly I do my keyboards and then my strings, and I kind of open it up. I try to like input the choir sounds I hear that I originally got when I first wrote the song. I can't duplicate those sounds and those notes and that perfection. I can only like play the part on the piano if that's my main instrument. Get that song down pat, add some strings and open it up. Really nice, like it's just classical grand piano and classical acoustic orchestra sound low, and then maybe the bass, tighten it up, and then I can really go with that, and like maybe a flute sound, or possibly I might even add a little bit of harp, even though it sounds like piano, but it's a little different, like build it up and not have daggers come into it. It has to be like a bouquet of flowers.
Right.
Am I boring you yet?
No.
I can't do that here. Like, it sounds great. Let me get a guitarist and a drummer to put a track on this. I'm like,
yeah.
No.
Hey,
Yeah,
Shane.
but you just have to. What?
Oh, nothing. Go
Sorry?
ahead.
No. Go ahead. I was just.
Hey, Shane,
looking into
do you
the
know
sunset.
why fish don't make good musicians? You can't tune a fish.
Did you just make that up?
I made that up just now, yeah.
Pretty impressive.
That was good.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Chee.